On January 17, Su Kai appeared at a public commercial event in Tianjin. The opening of a new 3DG Hong Kong jewelry brand store. At first glance, it looked like a routine brand appearance, professional, orderly, unremarkable. But for those who have followed his public presence over the past months, this was a moment that meant more than it seemed. This video is not about the event itself, but about what this appearance quietly confirmed. After August 2025, Su Kai's public visibility changed in a noticeable way. From September through the end of the year, his studio released schedules that appeared almost empty. No clearly listed events, no concrete announcements. Only brief, poetic captions. For the public, it looked like a pause. But behind the scenes, work continued. From October onward, he remained on set, filming steadily, without interruption. What changed was not the work itself, but how much of it was made visible. For several months, there was a clear separation between doing the work and being publicly present. January marked a quiet shift. For the first time in months, Su Kai's official schedule included specific activities. January 17th, a brand event. January 18th, a magazine photo shoot. There was no announcement framing this as a return. No statement explaining the timing. The schedule simply resumed. And in public life, that kind of resumption often speaks more clearly than any declaration. "3DG Jewellery has collaborated with Su Kai since 2019, making this appearance part of a long-term relationship rather than a new endorsement. More broadly, throughout this period, his long-standing commercial partners never fully withdrew their association. Advertising materials remained in circulation. Campaigns continued. Additionally, his scheduled interviews were released as planned in September and October. In the commercial world, trust is rarely expressed verbally. It is shown through consistency. And consistency, in this case, was maintained. Interestingly, the aftermath also reshaped fan behavior. Rather than retreat, engagement became quieter, but deeper. Since November, Su Kai posted more than 5 times on Weibo, with over 1 million likes each. A level of interaction that had rarely occurred before. Support was no longer driven by reaction or defense. It became steady, ongoing. On January 17th, many fans arrived at the shopping center, well before opening hours. They waited, well-ordered and composed. There were banners, familiar faces, and coordination among fans themselves. Expressions of support rather than performance. There were voices when Su Kai passed by, and warmth in the way they called out to him. But there was no attempt to turn the moment into a spectacle. It was not about being seen. It was about being there. This kind of presence is easy to overlook, but difficult to dismiss. It reflects something built gradually. Not excitement, but familiarity. At the end of the event, Su Kai thanked them sincerely and said, "Happy birthday," just before leaving the stage.
就是非常的开心，再一次在这里见到我的Alaso们。谢谢你们，谢谢你们今天来到现场支持我，谢谢，感谢。
谢谢，千言万语化作了谢谢，
拜拜，生日快乐！
谢谢凯凯，我们也期待每一次和凯凯的团聚，谢谢。
Fans understood what it meant. It was not dramatic, but it was mutual. On January 14th, just days before the event, Su Kai won a defamation case against a Weibo account that had spread false accusations. The case had been filed in February 2024 and took nearly 2 years to conclude. This detail matters. Public controversies move fast. Legal processes do not. In situations like this, silence is often mistaken for inaction, when in reality, resolution simply takes time. After the event concluded, Su Kai returned to his hotel and later left in a familiar way. He wore a red hoodie with a white knitted headband, the same simple look seen in a photo series with his cat, shared late last December. Nothing styled for the camera. Nothing symbolic by design. Just ordinary, comfortable, unmistakably himself. January 17th was not about proving anything. It was a moment where support could be shown openly, calmly, with restraint. Fans were present, able to call his name, to be seen. And for him, it was a chance to respond directly. Not through statements or narratives, but through presence, a glance, a wave, a spoken thank you. The ease of that day was not accidental. It rested on trust exercised with judgment, on boundaries understood by both sides. A public appearance can seem unremarkable at first glance. Sometimes, what it reveals is not spectacle, but continuity. A connection sustained, then resumed. And that too, means more than it seems.